Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 11, 2026 City of Glendale Civil Service Commission meeting. Mr. Kwan, can we have roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Jihanian,
Here.
Commissioner Naravian,
Here.
Chair McGrabian.
Here. Next item, please.
Flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item, please.
Minutes. Consideration for the minutes of the January 14th, 2026 meeting.
I believe we had everyone present last time, so we can go ahead and approve the minutes.
Move to approve.
And I second.
And for vote, Commissioner Jihanian,
Yes.
Commissioner Naravian,
Yes.
Chair McGrabian.
Yes. Thank you. Oral communications, Mr. Kwan, do we have any cards or any member of the public present?
Madam Chair, we do not have any phone calls, and I have not received any cards.
Okay, thank you. Can we move on to the next item?
Recruitment and examination report.
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the Commission, this is the regular recruitment and examination status report, which represents the current recruitments in progress and that our team is working on. You'll notice that our team has 37 open recruitments, and the report identifies the division of work and the various stages of the examination and selection process. If the Commission has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, this is a note and file item.
Do we have any questions? Okay, next item, please.
Eligible list established.
Ms. Adams?
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the Commission, the subject for you is the regular report that includes all of the eligible lists that were recently established since our last meeting in January. The report includes the total number of applications and the number of individuals that advanced through the various stages of the examination process. Since our last meeting, we have had a total of 12 lists that were established. 3 were open to the public, 7 were given on a promotional basis, and 2 were given on an open and promotional basis. This, too, is a note and file item. However, if the Commission has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions? I do have a comment, not a question. I see we had a power plant control operator apprentice, an unclassified position with the Department of Water and Power, and 682 people applied. 40 people passed a written exam. 258 people failed. 384 did not even show up or withdrew. And at the end of, after 682 people applying, 37 people were put on an eligibility list.
Yes.
I mean, that just shows how, sometimes how long and how hard it is to hire someone and create an eligibility list and the process. So I just wanted to note that and recognize it's not easy hiring people, and it's a long process, and sometimes hundreds, almost 400 people withdraw or don't even show up after applying.
That's right.
That's incredible. Mr. Kwan, next item, please.
Class specification for approval, principal power system operator. And Madam Chair, please note there an amended copy of this class specification was provided to all commissioners as well as public.
Thank you, Ms. Adams.
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the Commission, before you this evening is a request for approval of a revised class specification for the Principal Power System Operator within Glendale Water and Power. This classification was last updated in April 2025. The position plays a critical leadership and operational role within the Power Dispatch Center. Specifically, it is responsible for supervising daily operations, including organizing, planning, and managing dispatch activities, as well as overseeing unattended and remotely controlled power substations. The department is requesting a targeted update to the minimum qualifications for this classification to better align with current industry standards. The proposed change would require candidates to possess either the NERC Balancing, Interchange, and Transmission Operator Certificate or the NERC Reliability Coordinator Operator Certificate at the time of appointment, rather than allowing the certification to be obtained during the probationary period. The purpose of this revision is to ensure that individuals selected for this role begin the position with the necessary technical knowledge and operational expertise required to safely and effectively oversee power dispatching operations and provide appropriate guidance and instruction to staff from day one. In addition to the minimum qualifications update, the department is proposing a minor revision to the job duties to ensure the specification accurately reflects the work currently being performed. I do want to note that the incumbent currently serving in this classification will not be impacted by these proposed changes. The Glendale Management Association has been notified of the proposed revisions and has not expressed any concerns. Therefore, we do respectfully recommend your approval. On the dais, we did seek to qualify that a desirable under education is the associate's degree. So we wanted to make that more clear. Arndel van Darnjem from HR is here, and he's happy to answer any questions if the commission has any.
Thank you, Ms. Adams. Do we have any comments or questions?
I understand that for this position, you need some experience with, you need experience as a Glendale Power System Operator 2. Does the city help existing employees obtain this NERC certification? Is that something that's pretty easily accessible?
Hello, Civil Service Commission. My name is Dan Scorza. I'm the Assistant General Manager, Electric for Glendale Water and Power. Thank you for your question. Yes, so in our current program, we have a firm that provides the training for this certification. And this certification is intended also to keep up with the continuing education requirements for this certification. So we do have a firm in place that provides the training for taking the test and then also doing continuing education.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Scorza. I do have to comment that this change and request aligns with my value system that more experience and more education and more certification is always a good thing, especially from the beginning. And so I do commend the department for this.
Thank you.
Of course. Do we have any motions?
A motion to move to accept.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Jihanian,
Yes.
Commissioner Naravian,
Yes.
Chair McGrabian.
Yes. Thank you. And next item, please.
Job bulletin for approval, fire captain.
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the commission, before you this evening is a request for approval for the job bulletin for the position of fire captain, which is a sworn safety promotional classification within the fire department. Pursuant to Civil Service Rule 4, Section 3C, promotional bulletins for sworn safety positions must be reviewed and approved by the Civil Service Commission prior to being posted. This item is being brought forward to comply with that requirement. The proposed job bulletin is consistent with the currently approved class specification for fire captain. There are no changes being proposed to the classification itself through this action. The last recruitment for fire captain was conducted in November 2023. The eligible list that resulted from that process has now been exhausted, and a new recruitment is necessary to support the operational and succession planning needs within the fire department. The examination components for this upcoming recruitment will remain the same as those used for the last fire captain recruitment. Maintaining the same examination structure helps ensure consistency, fairness, and continuity in the promotional process. Human Resources has worked very closely with fire management to coordinate and identify the examination component dates, which are included in the job bulletin to assist candidates with planning and preparation. The bulletin is tentatively scheduled to be posted from February 17th, 2026 through March 2nd, 2026. The Glendale Firefighters Association was provided the opportunity to review the proposed job bulletin and has not expressed any concerns at this time. Staff does respectfully request that the commission approve the fire captain job bulletin as submitted. We have Deanne Sterl from HR here, who is happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Any questions? I have some questions. I have some questions from the department.
Madam Chair, members of council, David On, Battalion Chief for the Training Division, and can answer any questions you may have.
Good evening, Battalion Chief. I do see that the captain position is a supervisory position, and the experience that is required for the position does not seem to suggest any supervisory positions, because the firefighter and paramedic positions are not supervisory positions, correct?
Correct.
And then I see these courses and the education and training. We list company officer 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. I'm sure it all makes sense to the department and firefighters, but I don't know if any of that provides leadership experience or training.
So they definitely do. They provide, it's like one class is like a budget class, another is like leadership, another is like a tactical class. So all of these classes provide basically training, education, experience for that leadership role. We also have, we call them S classes, and they're wildland and brush type classes.
So the next line of ranking underneath captain in the fire department is a firefighter?
So it goes firefighter, paramedic, fire engineer, and then fire captain, and then battalion chief.
Okay, so whoever here has a fire engineer or fire engineer paramedic would have supervisory duties?
No, they typically, engineers typically don't, but they are kind of the go-between sometimes between firefighter and captain. Like a firefighter on a normal day-to-day, they might have a question where they might feel more comfortable with going to an engineer instead of a captain. Also, if a captain, let's say there's a training event or something like that, and they have to leave the company, we do have something called a move up, where the engineer can move up into the captain position. So we definitely do training that way, so that they are prepared for the position.
For to have the leadership
Yes,
experience.
yeah.
Does a captain have their own station?
Yes, every captain, so 9 fire stations, there's a captain at each station, and 3 of our stations have 2 captains.
Right. I mean, you could imagine how important it is to have leadership experience when
Yeah.
you're running your own station.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
And you're confident that the way that this specification is written provides sufficient leadership training to obtain those skill sets necessary to run a station?
Yes, ma'am, 100%.
Okay, thank you for that. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve the bulletin?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Jihanian,
Yes.
Commissioner Naravian. Yes. Chair McGrabian.
Yes. Thank you. And next item?
Job bulletin for approval, wireless systems technician.
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the commission, before you is a request for approval of the job bulletin for wireless systems technician within the Glendale Police Department. This classification plays an important technical role in supporting the police department's wireless communications radio systems. This position is responsible for installing, modifying, repairing, and operating computer systems and radio communications equipment that support public safety operations. The police department is requesting approval to conduct this recruitment on an open basis. While the most recent recruitment for this classification was held in 2023 and was conducted on a promotional basis, the department is seeking to broaden the applicant pool for this position. During the 2023 recruitment, only one promotional candidate met the qualifications and was ultimately hired to fill the vacancy. The proposed job bulletin is consistent with the currently approved class specification for wireless systems technician. The bulletin is also presented in the city's updated class specification template format. It highlights the minimum qualifications, the essential functions of the position, and it includes a link to the full class specification to provide candidates with comprehensive information about the role. The City of Glendale City Employees Association, Glendale City Employees Association, has been notified of the request to proceed with an open recruitment and has not expressed any concerns. Therefore, staff does respectfully request that the commission approve the job bulletin for wireless systems technician as submitted. We have Russ Kwan here from our HR department who will happy to facilitate any questions if you have them.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Yes.
I have a question about the 2023 recruitment effort. The qualifications for this role don't seem to be too high. So you need a high school diploma or equivalent, 1 year of experience in this field, and then a certification, that the FCC certification. So I'm wondering, why was it so difficult? Like, where's the bottleneck? Is it the FCC certification that made it so hard to recruit for this role?
Madam Chair, members of the commission, Commissioner Jihanian, Russ Kwan, Senior Human Resources Analyst. The last recruitment was done on a promotional basis, so that alone limited our applicant pool. But to answer your question, as it relates to the FCC licensing, I need to refer to our wireless systems manager, Mr. Gordon Arnold.
Madam Chair and members of the commission, Gordon Arnold, Wireless Systems Manager for Glendale Police Department. The question is the degree of the...
Yeah, my question is, the barriers for the position don't seem to be too high. Like, you need a high school education, 1 year of experience in the field, and then the FCC certification, and then, and a driver's license. So I'm just curious why it was so hard to recruit during the 2023 cycle.
The FCC license is not necessarily what's going to define one's ability to do the job. In years and decades past, people capable of the position were plentiful. They came from the military. They came from a lot of different avenues. These days, it's a harder position to fill. So the lower barrier to entry lets us bring someone in and train them from the ground up. So we've set the minimum standards, for example, to hire an hourly and see how they fit, or in this case, take someone from the outside, and hire for attitude and aptitude, because the technical can be taught.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, do we have a motion? Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. Arnold. Any motions?
I make a motion to accept.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Jihanian,
Yes.
Commissioner Naravian,
Yes.
Chair McGrabian.
Yes. Thank you, and next item, please.
New class specification for approval, technology manager.
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the commission, before you for approval is the new class specification for technology manager within the Information Technology Department. This classification was previously approved by City Council on December 9th, 2025, and is now being presented to the commission for the class specification approval. Historically, the city has maintained several function-specific IT management classifications, including cybersecurity manager, IT applications manager, IT infrastructure manager, and network manager. While these classifications focused on different technical areas, they operated at the same organizational level and shared many core responsibilities. These responsibilities included supervising staff, overseeing budgets, managing vendors, implementing policies, and delivering on major technology projects. The proposed technology manager classification consolidates these existing IT management classifications into a single classification with assignment-based responsibilities. The consolidation recognizes that as technology operations have become more integrated, maintaining separate classifications based primarily on technical specialty has limited flexibility in staffing, recruitment, and succession planning. Under the new structure, the classification preserves technical specialization through assignment areas while providing the department with greater organizational flexibility. The classification will also introduce a new assignment area focused on artificial intelligence, reflecting emergency technology needs and industry trends. This classification is designated as exempt under the Fair Labor Standards Act as professional IT and computer-related classification. The designation reflects the level of discretion, independent judgment, and management responsibility required in overseeing IT operations, staff, and projects. More broadly, this class specification supports modernization of the city's classification structure, strengthens workforce development opportunities, enhances succession planning, and maintains civil service principles and classification integrity. The Glendale Management Association has been notified of the proposed class specification and has not expressed any concerns. Therefore, staff respectfully recommends that the commission approve the new class specification for technology manager as submitted. We have Alicia Taylor here from HR, who's happy to facilitate any answers to questions if the commission has them.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments? No. I did want to comment that the education experience and the certifications, they seem really advanced, and you can tell how high level this position is, and you're looking for someone really qualified. And when you look at the hierarchy organization, so there will be 3 of this position instead of called different names. You'll just put different assignments. It makes sense to me, and I like it. Do we have a motion?
Motion to accept the application.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Jihanian,
Yes.
Commissioner Naravian, Chair McGrabian.
Yes. Next item, please.
Charter Review Committee updates proposed charter amendments impacting civil service.
Ms. Adams?
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the commission, this item is provided as an informational update regarding recent actions taken by the Charter Review Committee related to proposed amendments to the city charter that may impact civil service. The purpose of this update is to ensure the commission is aware of the committee's direction and has the opportunity to review and consider proposed amendments as they move forward in the charter review process. The Charter Review Committee met 4 times to discuss civil service, most recently on January 8th, 2026 and February 5th, 2026, and reached consensus to direct staff to draft updated charter language addressing several provisions within Article 24, which governs civil service, and Article 9, which addresses council administrative authority. I'll briefly summarize the proposed changes. The first proposed update is to the Rule of 3. The committee directed staff to clarify how candidates are ranked and selected from eligible lists. The proposed language would allow appointments to be made from candidates standing within the 3 highest whole scores rather than strictly by rank order. Under this model, candidates receiving the same total examination score after applying any veteran's preference would be considered to occupy the same rank. If an eligible list contained fewer than 3 names, the appointing authority could still proceed with a selection if they wanted. All recognized bargaining groups have expressed agreement with this proposed language. The second proposed amendment relates to the length of the probationary periods. The committee recommended expanding the Civil Service Commission's authority to establish probationary periods of up to 18 months for most classifications, while maintaining the existing maximum probationary period of 12 months for sworn personnel. 4 of the city's 5 recognized bargaining groups have expressed agreement with this proposal. IBEW did raise concerns that the draft language provided broad authority to extend probation without clearly defining the circumstances under which extensions may occur. Currently, our civil service rules provide guidance for extending probation when an employee is on an approved leave of absence. If this charter amendment is adopted, staff will return to the Civil Service Commission with recommended rule revisions to clarify the limited and exceptional circumstances under which probation extensions may be appropriate outside of leave situations. The third proposed amendment involves promotional reallocation. The committee directed staff to include language authorizing promotional reallocation when no vacancy exists, provided certain criteria are met. The proposed language would allow the chief examiner to authorize the appointment of an incumbent to a higher classification when the employee has developed specialized knowledge or experience that uniquely qualifies them for the reallocated position. The provision emphasizes that this authority would be limited to exceptional situations and would not permit a general suspension of competition. Promotional reallocations are rarely applicable to public safety classification, and those bargaining groups have not taken a formal position, but have indicated that they do not oppose the proposal. Both the Glendale Management Association and the Glendale City Employees Association support the concept and have expressed a preference that the Civil Service Commission maintain oversight of its implementation. In contrast, IBEW has expressed opposition, citing concerns that without clearly defined safeguards, the proposal could potentially undermine merit-based hiring principles. The Charter Review Committee also reached consensus on including a non-interference provision within Article 9. This proposed language clarifies that, except for purposes of inquiry, the City Council and its members must interact with administrative functions through the city manager or their designee, and may not direct or request the appointment or removal of employees except where specifically authorized by the Charter. None of the recognized bargaining groups have expressed concern with this proposal. The committee also reviewed several additional civil service provisions and reached consensus to recommend no changes to the following areas: eligibility list duration, bumping rules during layoff, duration of layoff and reinstatement lists, placement of department heads within civil service, and council approval authority regarding the hiring and removal of department heads. With respect to department head civil service status, most bargaining groups have not expressed concerns with maintaining the current structure. However, IBEW supports moving towards an at-will model for department heads, subject to City Council approval, to be implemented through attrition of existing civil service protected department heads. IBEW has also indicated agreement with the Glendale Police Officers Association that the police chief position could be excluded from such revisions to preserve professional independence within law enforcement. Notwithstanding the Charter Review Committee's recommendation to maintain the current department head structure, the city manager has expressed a desire to continue pursuing a recommendation to the City Council to remove department heads from civil service and to eliminate City Council approval authority regarding their hiring and removal. Staff is presenting this information so the commission has an opportunity to review, deliberate, and provide a recommendation on this matter if you choose. As a next step, the proposed charter updates, along with other recommended amendments not affecting civil service, are anticipated to be presented to the City Council at a meeting towards the end of March. Staff will continue coordinating with the Charter Review Committee and will return to the Commission with any additional updates, including potential implementation considerations affecting civil service rules. If the Civil Service Commission wishes to take a position on any of these items, you can, by motion, adopt a position that would be presented to the council as part of a report for their consideration. However, considering we have two civil service commissioners absent today, we may want to have that conversation at our next meeting. At this point, this concludes my update. We have Lucy Varpadian here, along with our city attorney, Michael Garcia, who are happy to answer any questions if you have them.
We appreciate Mr. Garcia present. Thank you so much for attending. I do support the recommendation to wait until our next meeting to have a full commission so that we can make a motion. I would like every commissioner's to have an opportunity to discuss and make a motion and recommend and have thoughts and discussions on such an important topic. However, if we have any commissioners who would really like to comment on something or share their thoughts or ask questions, I do think that we should open that to this opportunity, because we will have, I believe, the Charter Review Committee have another meeting before our next meeting, correct?
Yes, I believe the Charter Review Committee will meet on March 5th.
Okay. Do we have any questions or comments
I
or,
prefer to wait until we're all here, I believe,
okay,
all 5 of us.
Commissioner Jihanian?
I do have a question, but I'm happy to hold it.
Why don't we ask, and then we can I would like your question to be answered. Why wait a month?
Okay. Question on the length of the probationary period. So would that, would the case where that period would be extended to 18 months, is that on a position-by-position basis, or is that based on the individual?
It's based on specific facts for the individual holding the position. We anticipate that it would be a rare occurrence that we would come and ask for an extension of the probation. But in some limited situations, 12 months is just not enough time. In particular, in civilian public safety roles, like a dispatch center, for example, the person filling that role may need some additional time to be really proficient in his or her role. So that's one example that I could provide.
So would that person start the role with a 12-month probationary period, and then 8 months into it, there'd be a decision that would be made that would be extended to 18 months?
Provided that the Civil Service Commission updates its rules to say this is how you would like it to play out, then yes. Because we would have to come back, staff will come back to the Civil Service Commission recommending rule changes so that we know the process that you would want us to follow if we found ourselves in that situation.
Got it, okay.
Okay. Yes.
Why is it that the 18 months is not applicable to the sworn officers? If anything, I believe they would require just as much experience as someone that's not in charge of public, right?
Yes, for public safety, when we met with those bargaining groups, they were very clear in their position that in public safety, additional time would not be an indicator of success, that in public safety, given their strict training program, that the supervisors well know if the person is going to be successful at the 6-month mark or not. So they could not articulate any example of ever needing to request additional time, except for if the party was on an approved leave of absence, and we already have a rule that deals with that.
I have two questions. We mentioned a lot of IBEW, collective bargaining unit. What does IBEW stand for?
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and their members are mostly in Glendale Water and Power.
Okay, thank you. And I do have a question, and I don't know if the answer to that question is readily available, so I'd like to ask it today, and maybe we can have the answer available for us to discuss during the next hearing. And the question I have is, I would like to know the number of lawsuits filed against the city by a department head in the last 10 years.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Can we have the answer to that question available for us during the next hearing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, we will then reserve our discussion and motion-making to the next meeting, which will be second Wednesday in March. And we appreciate that this that the Civil Service Commission-related items will be presented to the City Council after that meeting to give us an opportunity to have a full commission discussion. Thank you so much. Next item, please.
Reports and information, employee job performance evaluations, past due aging report, and acting assignment extensions report.
Yes, Madam Chair and members of the commission, before you are two informational reports. The first on performance evaluation and the return status for the City of Glendale's employees. As you can see, the response rate remains very good, and there are no evaluations on the second notice list. The second informational report is the temporary assignment extensions report covering the period from January through February 2026. There is one temporary assignment included in this month's report, and it's for Mr. Andre Akmalian, who is currently serving as the acting construction services manager. This acting assignment was previously reported to the commission late last year, and Mr. Akmalian initially assumed the acting role following the resignation of the construction services manager in August 2025. He was selected for this assignment based on his being familiar with the section, his having a strong subject matter expertise in this area, along with inspection and permitting operations. The Public Works Department requested an additional extension of this acting assignment because we have not yet concluded the recruitment process for the permanent position, but we're almost complete. The oral panel interviews were conducted on February 3rd, 2026, and the eligible list is expected to be established very shortly. While serving in this capacity, Mr. Akmalian received an 11% salary increase at the request of the Public Works Department, and that's consistent with other acting assignments within their department. This item is provided for informational purposes only, and no action is required by the commission. However, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Do we have any questions? Okay, no questions. Thank you, Ms. Adams. And next item, please.
Civil Service Commission, staff comments.
Do we have any staff comments? No comments. Okay, next item, please.
Adjournment.
Okay, move to adjourn. Thank you, everyone, for a wonderful meeting. It was nice to see you.